What's going on, guys? Andy here, Cut and Clean Lawn Care. I'm at Randy's house, the other half of the G4 Outdoors, and if you guys haven't went over there to subscribe, go subscribe to G4 Outdoors. There will be a link in the description if you like fishing, you like hunting, you like stuff like this. We'll be doing a lot of that on here. But I got my light bar in the mail, and we're going to go ahead through and get to installing it on the truck. Now it came with stock little holes and grommets for like a 16-inch bar, but I'm putting a 22, 24-inch bar in here, so I want to make my own stuff kind of up. But we're going to get to it, man. What are you recording over there?
Huh?
What are you doing?
My battery's dead. I ain't recording anything. What are you doing? Hey. So RigidHorse sent us out these two LED bars. One is a 16 and the other one is a 22-inch.
And if you guys are interested in getting any of these products, we are going to throw some links up in the description so you can check those out.
This one here is actually 22 inches in overall length, but the actual lighting portion is 20 inches. I'm not going to complain much about that. That's just advertising and whatnot. So anyway, we're going with the bigger one. We already have holes here that would have fit the 16-inch really good, but this truck wants the bigger one, so we're going to do that. And in order to do that, we're going to have to find center, drill some holes out here where they're supposed to be. So let's start off and do that. These Milwaukee tape measures are pretty awesome, guys. So the overall length in the middle here is 28. So what you do with that is you take 28 divided by 2, which is going to give you 14 inches is going to be center. So find your center and make a mark there. And then we'll do some more math with the holes on this light. So the holes for the bolts on there was 23 1/4. So you want to half that. It comes out to 11 5/8. So you want to mark that there at 11 5/8, and on the other side at 11 5/8. And that way you have your center mark, and then you have the measurements out to the sides, which hopefully equals 23 1/4. We're right on it.
Trying to go down there.
We're going to sit here and watch Andy struggle with a 1/2-inch drill bit by hand for a little bit.
No struggle.
Wow. So now that we have this centered up where we want it, we're going to take the brackets from the lights and put them on here. And this is where we're going to run into a problem. The bolt goes down through here, but now we have to come up from the bottom with the nut. And the biggest drill bit that we had was only a 1/2 inch. So we're going to have a real sharp. So we're going to have a really hard time getting up in here to put the nut onto the bottom of that bolt. So we're going to have to find some way to get a magnet up in there to hold a nut in there in place or something to get this started.
So guys, that was a fiasco so far. We had to take the bottom mesh insert out, and man, when you kind of do it your own instead of what's pre-existing, you come into some stuff that's kind of a headache. The biggest drill bit I had was just enough to kind of get these bolts through, which isn't big enough for me to get my fingers through from the bottom to have to hold onto the nuts and washers and stuff like that. So I was over here wallering them out with a drill bit, making them big enough just to get this through there. so that we can get it up. But we got it all finally up. It's dark outside now, but not much left, guys. We're gonna get to putting this into the mounting bracket, kind of get it set up where we want to, sink everything down, and then start running the wires. Finally, guys, the worst part is done. And that's customizing my own holes and getting it up there. Let's see what it looks like. Zoom this lens out. Right there, mounted to the front of the truck. Looks super sexy. Now it's time to get to running the wires, getting everything all tied up, and this should be the easy part, I hope. And for the actual wiring harness, the ballast, the fuse, all that stuff came well packaged. It's not a lot of stuff you have to put together. You got your positive, your ground, your fuse, ballast on there. Then you have your cord that's gonna run to connect to your lights. And then you have another wire that's gonna run to your switch inside the cab. And this is all set up and pre-ready to go, which is actually really, really cool. So before you guys run all the wires on your vehicle, it's always best to make sure everything is working. So we got those touched, positive and negative. I can see the LED lit up on the off, so I'm gonna click it, and we got light. So let's go ahead and run these wires. So guys, everything's all set up and wires ran. Let's check it out real quick. The hard wire from the light itself is just going to come up through here and attach to the wiring harness that came with it. Super simple, just tuck some wires back in here by the battery. You got your positive, your negative, ballast over here on the side. And then the wire for the switch just runs along the back. And then it comes over here into a small little rubber grommet that has all your internal wiring. Just put a little slit in that, and then it comes all the way to the inside right here where I have my switch mounted, and it's, you know, on or off. That's all there is to it. So, like always, guys, thanks for watching. Quick little video. Installing the actual light itself to the bar was a pain because we had to make it our own. You got to drill your own holes. Stuff becomes a headache. You got to kind of do stuff. So let's close all this up. I'm gonna get the drone up in the air and let's get some shots, man.
We roll up to the spot and they know it's enough to go.